So Doug, we've seen a lot of clients that have come into the clinic that have had great success with acute injuries and have a need to get back on the field, get back ready for a competition. What have you seen as the population that has benefited most, and what kind of injuries have they had?
Well, we see that too, like you're saying, people that even at work, right, they can't afford to be out of work and they had an injury, they want to get back quickly, those acute injuries. But the thing that I've seen the most that really has got me the most excited about the Wolverine Protocol of the BPC 157 and the TB 500 is people with chronic issues, right? Even just like myself, having a chronic issue with a shoulder or a knee or a low back, where they're doing everything right, but the body's just not healing those tendons, those muscles, or having a little extra scar tissue there, and they're not getting back to 100%. And to be able to see people that have had a chronic issue for months, even years, be able to take the protocol, and as long as they're doing things right, they're doing their stretching, they're trying to eat healthier, right, they're not actually causing more problems, to be able to see them heal, right, like very quickly and for a lifetime. That's just a huge factor. So I think that the acute situation is very apparent because people come in, to the Nuri Clinic all the time, and they want that to heal from an injury that just happened and be able to speed that up. But the exciting thing for me is more of the chronic standpoint, like even from people that lifted when they were younger and they just had an injury and never recovered from it. Even as they age, some just age-related disorders to joints and muscles that they can't even pinpoint the specific time they damaged it, right? It's just something over time, like, man, that just started to bother me, and it gets worse and worse, and they haven't been able to heal it. So really, I think either or, acute or chronic issues, that protocol's the best.
Yeah, it's really amazing to hear about people with chronic injuries that have had pain for so long or decreased mobility for so long have positive reports on the Wolverine program as well. We all know how much pain drags us down in our day with our mental clarity, our abilities of how we perform. So it's amazing to hear that you also have chronic pain patients that have old injuries that have also benefited. So not only the quick turnaround, but the chronic drag behind injuries have also benefited. That's awesome to hear.
Absolutely. Everything in between.
Yeah. So Doug, everyone has heard about the healing benefits of the Wolverine Protocol, but people are asking, how does BPC 157 and TB 500 actually work in the body to promote healing?
That's a great question, and I've heard a whole bunch of different answers because there's a lot of pathways that are involved with it. But if you take a look at the name of BPC, Body Protective Compound, really, if you look at the origins, it's that the body is meant to protect itself, right? And there's certain compounds in the body to be able to ensure that happens. And the best way to explain it that I can come up with is think about when you're young, right? Playing on the monkey bars, running around, whatever it might be. You fall, you get hurt, and it hurts, but you heal really quick. A lot of times within hours, or if it's days then, but now it would take weeks or months. So what's the problem there? What's the difference? The difference is that when you're young, your body is able to use certain enzymes in the body called protease, peptidase, that when you're injured can go to the area really quickly and get rid of the debris, like the muscle tissue that might have been damaged or the tendon and that, get rid of it and stop the inflammation from happening so that then the body can heal. And then there's certain nutrients the body uses to be able to heal after everything is cleaned up. But it's getting to that point that really is critical. As we get older, we get an injury, swelling happens, but it sticks around a lot longer than it needs to because our body's lost that protective compounds. And it's usually just due to abuse. We're not supposed to lose them, right? It's our diet. We're eating so much processed and cooked food that our body's using up those compounds. So what BPC 157 does and TB 500 is it stimulates the body to utilize those specific enzymes and compounds to get in to heal fast like when we were young. And then if you combine that with the right nutrients, right, you add back the certain vitamins and minerals to ensure they're there, all of a sudden you get this dramatic increase in speed of healing time. And that's how it works.
Right. That's awesome. So really the peptide is not doing anything that you don't already know how to do. But through years of abuse to the body and not taking care of ourselves, those natural mechanisms, they get weaker over time. So our healing ability isn't robust. When we add the peptides, we're getting the message to, hey, use this system that we all know how to use. Just over time, we've lost it. Peptides give that signal to kick it back in gear.
Absolutely. And I love what you said. It's the signal and it's the message, right? This is not a drug that's going in and doing something. This is something that's giving a message, a stimulation to the body for the body to do itself. And that's what makes them so special and why they are natural when they're used properly, because it's just helping the natural processes of the body to protect itself.
Gotcha. Sounds great. You know, it's really amazing to me that I still talk to people to this day that are price shopping for individual vials of peptides online. And it's really interesting because I don't think they quite understand the implications of what is different between Nuri Clinic and those individual vials you can find online. Can you tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I like a deal better than anyone, right? I'll go out of my way to go to the malls that have, the discount stores and things like that with them and all that. And for some things you should price shop, right? But when it comes to your health, especially something you're injecting in the body, you want to make sure that it is the very best possible, right? And it has the most certifications as for human use and all of that. And I know exactly what you're talking about, because right now you can go on the web and you can order and get different vials of things like BPC or some of the other peptides. But if anyone that's done that, they'll know that it's shipped in an envelope and it's not been cooled. There's no way to ensure that it's third-party tested. It doesn't come with the exact dosing in that because it's not approved for human use. So you don't really know. You have to go and search what you should do. You have to go out and get your own needles and everything, which can be a problem in itself because you can easily take too little or too much by not even having the right tools, right, set up with it. And so the fact that people still do that, just blows me away, because when you talk to people about, people that do drugs and all these things, and they go out and, they don't know what they're doing and all this stuff's getting mixed. It's the same thing if you're buying peptides from the open market versus a clinic, right, that's certified to do it, that has the resources to ensure that it's for human use, it's protected under the IRB where every detail is scrutinized. That's one area in your life that you shouldn't be, making shortcuts.
Absolutely agree. No shortcuts with your health. That is why we made our boxes the way we did. Everything comes in a nice, concise package, insulated packaging, cold pack, shipped straight to your door. All of the sterile medical supplies you'll need, the bacteriostatic water, and the peptides for the entire program come straight to you. You don't have to source from 5 or 6 different places. Trust one person. We do the whole job for you. So.
Absolutely. In fact, I was talking to a professional athlete that had won world titles for many years in a row that came off a major injury, and he got the exact protocol, the Wolverine Protocol from you guys. And what was really interesting, he said, look, the fact that I didn't have to think about it, that I knew that it came from a reputable clinic and the sourcing, man, I would have paid 2 or 3 times the amount, because all I did is open the box, follow the directions, and get on with my life. And so I think that peace of mind is important.
Yep. Your time should be focused on your diet and your exercise. Let us take care of all the sourcing and testing and get you what you need straight to your door.
Absolutely.
So as the peptide industry has been growing, more people have become aware of what peptide products are. There's been that concern of safety. Now, whether it's the dosage or the quality or the product in general, what can you speak about on the safety of peptide products?
Well, I think everyone should be worried about safety, right? Even from a supplement standpoint, right? We've been formulating supplements now for over 35 years. And even with vitamin C and vitamin A, you should be concerned about that. How much should you take? When should you take it, right? And with peptides, it's a whole nother level. So really the safety factor is just getting the right dosage, right? And making sure the product is basically the right sequence, right? That is third-party tested, it is exact peptide that they say it is. And that's why it's important to get a complete kit, have it shipped cold, because they're going to tell you, Nuri Clinic's setting you up, right? We know what you're doing is like you're going to take the syringes, you're going to reconstitute it, you're going to take this exact amount at these times, right? That's the safety factor, is if you're getting something that doesn't have instructions on exactly what to do when, that's when the red flag should come up. Because like with anything, it's all about the dosage, right? The dosage determines the poison or the benefit.
Exactly.
So
that's awesome that you bring up, the dose, the poison is the dose, right? And it's an old adage throughout health. Anything can be a poison, anything can be unsafe at a certain level. That's why it's so imperative to have that structured dosing protocol for your entire program. You're gonna have consistent results with what you achieve when you follow something that's already been approved and been established as a working protocol for this product.
Absolutely. And with peptides, it's an ever-evolving industry. Like, we're learning more and more about different peptides and their reactions within the body. But the thing about the Wolverine Protocol is it was really the first. I mean, insulin was the first peptide, but as far as on the market to help people at different levels, especially in recovery, the BPC 157 and TB 500 was the first. It's the most researched. You have phenomenal testimonials from patients and clients around the nation. And we know exactly what needs to happen. That's why it should come in a kit with all those details.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. So as we've discussed, BPC 157 and TB 500, when taken together, can reinvigorate that natural healing pathway of the body. Now, this supplement pack we have here that we include in all of our packages at Nuri Clinic, how does this play a role in that healing process?
Well, that's a great question. And going off of what you just said, since the peptide stimulates the body to go through that process of healing, the only way the process can happen is if certain nutrients are present, right? So you can get stimulated all you want. You can keep turning the engine over, but there's no gas in the tank. It's not going to go anywhere, right? And it's the same thing, is now you're getting the stimulation, but the body needs the nutrients to actually get in and do the healing. So the natural NSAID pack is phenomenal. What it does, it sends the protease enzymes, the peptidase enzymes that digest proteins, right, in the body. So these damaged proteins, the scar tissue, and gets them out. But then also has the nutrients and the antioxidants, the fatty acids to go in there to help heal that area. So number one, it has the nutrients that have been stimulated to be able to get rid of all the damage, but also the nutrients to help with what we call anabolism, to build back up that tissue so that it can be just as strong and healthy as before. So really, the 1-2 punch is critical. Having one without the other really doesn't do much good.
Right, you'll be missing half the equation. You'll have the blueprints, but not the bricks for the house.